Now, hey guys, welcome back to the channel and another Swiss001 video, 737 edition. Yes, as you can tell here by the cockpit, we're inside of a 737-800. Very interesting plane indeed, but this one is even more interesting. Yes, what we've got right in front of us is the 737 Mini that we talked about a few days ago, actually. Yeah, no, it makes sense that this is actually called the 737 Mini. Let's actually go ahead and fly it just now. All right, there we go. Now, last time we checked out this plane, it was not able to fly, but the developer of the 737 Mini got back to me with a fixed model, which supposedly works now. Doesn't appear to do so very well, but I guess the weight and balance right now is messed up. Let's just cheat this plane up into the air and hope that it actually does fly, which it actually does. That is very interesting. Welcome aboard, Ryanair 737 Mini. I guess it does fly indeed. Oh, one door is missing, and you can actually see through the cabin. Yep, the cabin indeed is see-through. We can actually take a look in here. It's very interesting. Yeah, this is still, of course, a very, very much broken model. But let's go ahead and just land this plane down here at Palma de Mallorca Airport, because I would like to show you a very, very, very much different plane. But let's go ahead and get this plane landed first. Now, still, because this plane is aerodynamically not very nicely flyable, as we can already tell, this is gonna be a little bit of a spicy landing. Oh, Jesus Christ. Let's just hope for the best, I guess. Oh no. Let's just move on to quite another 737 that I've prepared for today. Now, this is all the 737s that I've actually got here for the Flight Simulator X plane, and as you can see, it's a lot. I could literally open an airline just with all the 737s I got. And actually, they all do different things. What does this one do? Let's find out. Now, from the inside, this 737-800 seems very normal, just like the mini 737 that we had earlier. But no, this 737 is actually very far from normal. If we take a look at the outside view. Yep, welcome to Swiss001. Today we have got a very special plane, a 737 MAX 1000. Now the thing is, this plane does not only have 8 engines, but these are also rocket ones. These are not very powerful rocket engines, which is why there is no fire that we can see or anything. Or there's got to be a reason why we cannot see any fire though, I guess. But these are also incredibly powerful, as we'll find out now. Alright, we're just taking off full power out of Palma de Mallorca. This plane is incredibly loud, I guess. Okay, 170 knots, we can take off, and we are off into the skies. Let's go for a vertical takeoff, since that's what a rocket does. Above 10,000 feet per minute, we are going crazy. Now, this is what it would look like from the ground. We are definitely... Oh no, this is a loop now. No problem for the 737. Let's just make sure that we don't overstress the aircraft, which we are definitely doing right now. Oh, wow, we have blacked out as well now. That's not good. Yeah, maybe these engines are a little bit too powerful, but they are very interesting indeed. All right, we have managed to enter a stable flight again. We are so fast that this plane is just... won't fly nicely, of course. Now we are flying at above the speed that the primary flight display of this plane can actually indicate. Yep, we are flying at around 500 knots, which is very fast. And we are actually about to run out of fuel because, you know, this plane is still running on 8 engines, but I did not modify the fuel tanks. And we have definitely run out of fuel now. That's not good. No problem for the 8-engined 737. We can just return back to the airport. Actually, this is a modification I've done myself to this 737-800, and it does fly, and it looks interesting indeed. Let's try landing this plane, as I've already said. Yes, we have indeed run out of fuel, which is interesting anyway, because I do want to see rocket engines operate with actual Jet A fuel, which is not going to work out, of course. Let's go ahead and get this plane landed. All right, gears coming down. Apparently, all the electrical systems work without the engines, which is good, because we've lost them. Yeah, we're coming in as fast and hot as we came out, so, you know, that kind of makes sense. Now, the landing. Alright, great landing, minus 200 FPM, very good. Now we have, of course, lost reverse thrust, but we have actually stopped. There we go, that was quite nice. See, the 737 with 8 engines flies perfectly fine, no worries at all. Is this a realistic concept? No, of course not. I mean, you know, planes with more than 2 engines are dying out anyway at the moment, so who cares? You know, especially with modern aviation, it's all about efficiency and saving fuel and especially money, which this plane probably does not do, even though it is quite fast, but it was not particularly fuel efficient, as we were able to tell. We managed to completely empty the fuel tank of this 737 within just a few nautical miles of flying, so yeah. Of course, we've got some other interesting 737 concepts that I didn't actually come up with, like the Boeing Sugar plane. Yeah, I've talked about this so much, I don't even want to talk about it now. It's just a high-wing 737, which kind of is against the laws of physics at this point, isn't it? And yeah, in general, a very interesting plane indeed. It's an electrical plane, but I've already talked about this in another video, so who cares? Let's try some other type of plane that might actually be able to fly in real life just like it is. Alrighty, welcome aboard the 737 again, and it seems quite normal at first, but on the outside it is a very special one again. Now what I've simply done is I've turned around the engines. What I wanted to actually see here is how that affects the flying of this aircraft. Yep, now the flight simulator of X-Plane really does think that this 737's engines are supposed to be turned upside down. And well, it does just stand like a normal 737, and this actually does seem like the most likely 737 concept to ever come true, like ever. It, you know, does look interesting, but it does look like it could work, right? Let's just try our best here. Okay, let's get this plane ready for a takeoff and set the flaps and all that stuff. As you can see, they are running indeed. All I really did was turn them around by 180 degrees. Alright, indeed they are very much building up speed. We are already flying at 170 knots. Oh, this is actually not a bad performance of engines, Jesus Christ. As you can see, we are flying. Our 737 is actually flying. Wow. Okay, so how does this affect the flying in general? It's so interesting how everything except the engines just stay normal. Everything works just like it does, but only that the engines are upside down on top of the wing. Now we've actually seen jet aircraft like that, and that was the Fokker 614. Yeah, this plane, it came out in the 70s. It was a Dutch-German plane, and it was not very successful as an airliner, actually. It did very much fail. Only 19 of these planes were actually built. Maybe that's because of the looks of it. It does look very weird, the plane with the engines on top of the wings. This would be a typical example that planes like this can actually fly. There we go, we're coming in for quite another landing. There we go, quite a hard one, 200 feet per minute. Well, let's go ahead and get this plane stopped as quickly as possible. Come on. Alright, very successful stop, no worries at all. That was totally fine. There we go. With the butter landing, we've also landed the very interesting 737-800 with weird engines indeed. Yeah, this is the ideas that I come up with every single day. Alright, so yeah guys, thank you for watching today's video, and I'll see you tomorrow. As always, good night.